We've all seen the first Avengers movie, and in this film, the Avengers face Loki and his evil Chitauri army. And in this film, the military presence known as SHIELD directs a nuclear missile at the island of Manhattan. And Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, takes a bold move and risks himself and redirects and flies the nuclear missile into the wormhole in space, destroying Loki and defeating the Chitauri. Now, this is one example of how fortune favors the bold, and today I will be talking about how fortune favors the bold, and a couple examples I will give will be Harry Potter, Transformers, and Spider-Man: Homecoming. In the film Harry Potter, a young wizard named Harry gets recruited, and specifically in the second movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry, Ron, and Hermione all have to face a giant evil serpent at the end of the film. Now, this is an extremely bold risk, as it gets them closer and closer to facing Voldemort at the end of the Harry Potter series. And while Harry, Hermione, and Ron are all facing the serpent, it is extremely dangerous, and this shows how fortune favors the bold, because at the end of the film, they end up destroying the serpent. And later in the Harry Potter series, in the Deathly Hallows, the events that take place in that film come back and help them to defeat Voldemort. Now that we talked about Harry Potter, let's talk about Transformers. In Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, a young boy named Sam Witwicky discovers his destiny and that he has to save Optimus Prime. In the film, Optimus Prime is killed by Decepticons. And while Sam Witwicky and a couple of his friends go on an amazing adventure and travel to Egypt to help Optimus, Sam realizes that he needs to sacrifice himself in order to save Optimus. And in the film, Sam does the ultimate sacrifice, and in the film, he ends up getting rewarded and gets resurrected. But this is one example of how fortune favors the bold, because Sam risks his life to save someone else, and in return, he ended up saving both their lives and saving the world in this film. Now that we've talked about Transformers, let's talk about Spider-Man: Homecoming. In this film, a young kid named Peter Parker is doing his best to keep the world safe and keep New York City safe as well. And in this film, a man known as the Vulture has been stealing Tony Stark's tech. And although Tony's right-hand man, Happy Hogan, does not believe Spider-Man or does not care about his interest or anything that Spider-Man has been doing to help save the city, Peter Parker still goes on and faces the Vulture because he knows that the Vulture has evil plans and is stealing Tony Stark's tech. And although nobody believed in Peter, he proved them wrong, and this is a great example of how fortune favors the bold, because although nobody else believed in him, he believed in himself, and at the end of the film, he gets recognized, and then eventually in the Infinity War saga, becomes one of the Avengers. And these are a couple of films that show how fortune favors the bold.